Hello everyone, welcome into this week's my weekly CBS fix. In this week's Parshas Vayera, the 10 trials that Avraham was going through continues, and once again Avraham's wife Sarah was taken into captivity by Avimelech, the king Avimelech, and what I'd like to share with you is what exactly was Avraham's struggle with this. Of course, beyond the superficial that his wife is being taken captive, it wasn't merely my wife, my beloved wife, somebody else is taking her. But for Avraham, it was changing the course of everything that he had set out on. And when his wife was taken by Avimelech, the king of the Plishtim, it was also the second time that his wife was taken. And he knew the first time that thankfully he was able to escape from there. But to take away, to be able to get Sarah back from an absolute monarch was certainly more difficult even than stealing prey away from a lion. And so Avram's trial wasn't so much, am I going to get her back or not? And that Avram would therefore have to have full faith in Hashem. Don't worry, I'm going to get her back. It's going to happen. You'll see. I just have to pray. I have to hope everything's going to work out. That wasn't really it. Of course, that was it. But I think it was slightly deeper than that. Avram's test of trust was that even if he would entirely lose Sarah, his wife, that he should say that this is God's plan, whatever I thought my plans were going to be, whatever my aspirations were going to be, obviously that is not what Hashem wanted, and therefore I'll have to put my plans on the shelf and just wait for Hashem's ultimate plan that I have to carry out and find out what that is. And that was what it was. It was twofold. A, am I going to get my wife back? And is the Hashem gonna, whatever Hashem's going to do with her, I believe that ultimately I'll get her back like I did with Paro. But B, he now has to take to that step to be willing that even if he doesn't get her back, nevertheless he'll find out what Hashem's test was and what Hashem's plan is in this test. And the next trial of the Akedas Yitzchak, the binding of a son and bringing his son up as a sacrifice, was also seems to be a great frustration of what his plan was. So Sarah being abducted means he would not have a wife with whom to have a child to continue what he's trying to do, to father a nation, to bring a nation that would be the nation of Hashem. And when he finally succeeded in that trial, now Hashem tells him, that son that you were hoping for, that you finally have, that you love, guess what? I need you to end his life. I need you to bring him up. As a matter of fact, Hashem didn't tell him to end his life. Hashem just told him, I need you to bring him up as a sacrifice, as an offering. So what we're learning from over here that Avram at that time, again, had to put his own plans on the shelf and not just have trust that Hashem hopefully will let his son off the hook at the end. No. Avram went into it completely willing to allow his son to get sacrificed. As a matter of fact, our sages say that that's what he wanted. If that was the will of Hashem, that became his will as well. But why was he able to have that will? Because he was so clear by him that whatever Hashem wanted is for the best. And even though he didn't understand it, he knew that ultimately Hashem would have an even higher purpose for his existence. And so therefore we have to take that lesson as well. Sometimes we want to do something. We think we should succeed in a certain area. And Hashem sometimes will squelch our entire plans and we'll feel like, now what? But our greatest success is living with Hashem and just Hashem, whatever you want, and that is the greatest success, and that is one of the best ways that we can live with Hashem. So therefore, whatever may happen with you, come what may Hashem give you the strength to be able to pass that test. And if you want to pass, you certainly will. Have a great Shabbos. Thank you for listening. Be well.